27. It is really my number. Oh, wow. It has been quite some time since I've been on. Very, quite some time. It has been a while, I must say. Hi, everyone. Have a seat, share, come along. Thank you for being here. Thank you for showing up, showing out. Um, just got back from traveling. I now am say, hey, thank you. I hope my you guys. Some of them I send them personally to people because I really felt they need collectively. We are changing collectively. Things are happening in the house, and my whole forum is about the masculine and the feminine energy. And like I told you guys, this has been hard. It's been really hard because we are going up and down with relationships and relation situations, right? Like there is, oh my gosh, I work with females. I work with females all day long, and the stories that I'm hearing are just a hot mess. And I think it's a what's going on in our world today. And so I just let's sit down and talk about this. Um, the old system breaking away from what is known to us, what is familiar to us. Like even the way we used to date, we are not dating that way anymore. We are not coming together like that, you know? I mean, it is interesting how we are so separated. And even in this situation, it is a good thing. Even in the separation, it is a good thing. The reason it is a good thing, we had to set ourselves, separate each other, set us apart, because what women are looking for, and they think they. Um, he actually is my best friend. Several years ago, I was having dinner, and this man comes up to me, and him and his partner, and I was with some girlfriends, and they invited us to a concert. Me and Steve are really good friends, even as we are today. But I remember just pretty much said the disconnection that's going on with the masculine energy, between the masculine energy and the feminine energy, is that men need to learn to get out of their heads and go into their heart. And he kind of brushed it off and whatever, and I thought I was, wasn't gonna, I didn't even think anything of it. And a few months later, he came to me and he goes, Sarah, how do I go to my heart? Rather than, don't know what happened, I lost way, like, follow, share, leave a comment if you do. I got a lot of memes on here, and a lot of them are men, but it's okay because we know you guys are y'all having hard times right now, and y'all need that aggression. But I would suggest, rather than watch me, watch a game, watch your football, watch wrestling or boxing to get that aggression off. But when you come on this forum, try to be respectful. This is only my opinion. This is not every man. If it hits you hard, that means you probably need to watch this. But anywho, it's the disconnect between the masculine and the feminine energy is, when I was talking to Steve, it was literally saying, like, until you guys learn to go into your heart, into the the, the love of you. Men are losing the capacity to go into their heart. So if they're not in their heart, are they really loving you? Think about it. Our men have been to, like, literally conditioned to hunt, to gather, and to show their ego, and understandably so. Men they're not doing this for females. They, in their head, they think they're doing this for females, but they really are not doing it for females. They're doing it for other men. They want to have the nice car so some dude can see that he's successful. He wants to have the pretty woman so some dude sees that he's successful and he draws a pretty woman. But the thing is that is not love. That is not the characteristic of love. That is not, I mean, honestly, I think all of us as a collective, we're actually learning what true love is. Because love is as, have you connected to your I am? Have you connected to your heart so you can express that to the world, to something? And the thing with the masculine energy, he is living in the flow of his brain. The brain has no feelings. Like the brain, it only identifies, okay, there's something wrong, but it doesn't have the ability to feel the heart space. The heart space is the most important part of this new reality that we're going into. And until the masculine energy learns, in fact, I was just talking to a client today. We were having this conversation, and the conversation is that when women and females get together, it literally, what happens is they begin to look at each other's eyes and they begin to connect on a deeper and a higher level. Men, you don't see men doing that in a crowd. A woman can be at a table with 13, 14, 15 women, and the first thing they will do is they will spot someone. So-and-so, punch out so-and-so. That's how men have been for thousands of years. Guys, it's bad for thousands of years. And now we're in this new change. We're in this new epiphany of what a man and a woman looks like, and they have no clue. They have no clue. They don't know how to. They don't know how to connect. They don't know how to bring themselves to connection. They don't know how to gather this relationship with the feminine energy. And I said in one of my clips, it was a guy saying that he would never date a woman in America, because the women in America, they're not, he's talking about they're not, right? But if he really ever left the country, you can tell he never left the country. He's never been probably out of his state. In order to marry in other countries, some places, you got to have land. You got to show that you own something to have their daughters, to have a female. And these guys are saying, they call themselves passport bros. I have a clip of a guy that was a passport bro, and he's going live because she's disrespecting him. And she's not disrespecting him. He does not know how to love a woman. Because a woman feels the essence of, but what's so crazy, men are trying to control. They're doing silly rabbit shit. That's why they're doing really weird stuff. That's why, you see them one day and they go on the next. because they cannot match the intelligence of the feminine energy. And when you tell a man that, he's offended immediately because he thinks it has to do with intellectual properties. And it may do have some, a small percentage of it may have to do with intellectual properties. But a lot of it is physical and emotional and spiritual. And there are not a lot of men that can tap into the spiritual aspect of where a woman lies and who she is in her infinite femininity, who she is. And when a man fails in a relationship, he fails because he has proved to him and the world that he could not render her speechless, right? When you can't render her speechless, you ain't doing nothing. If you find it's because you haven't wooed her, you haven't touched her, you haven't gone deep into her I am. Because in order to go into her I am, you have to be with yourself a little bit. You have to look at who you are a little bit. You have to look at the constitution of your own presence when dealing with the divine feminine. And I think several months ago I shared with you guys, you want to know the state or where men are at. Look at the state of our society that's been ran for thousands of years by masculine energy. And you want to know the result of the feminine energy? Look at what's going on our earth. Look what's going on in our planet. Look at like fires everywhere, tornadoes everywhere. We got drought. I mean, I'm here in Austin. It is hotter than a mofo. We ain't had rain in forever. Okay, so what you're seeing is you're seeing two dichotomies. You're seeing the masculine energy that is destroying the foundation of Mother Earth. And you're seeing feminine energy, what that destroyer, how it affects the feminine energy. Because now you're seeing it in real time because we're not listening to the feminine energy. And I say, masculine energy, you want to have your epiphany, you want to have your Ivana, stop telling her what she is and ask her who she is. Stop trying to sexualize her, because men that try to sexualize women are lacking self-love. They're impotent in emotions. And so they feel, because lacking the ability to connect, that they have to sexualize her. And if you look around, like the movie, was it called Cry Freedom or Cry, the one about trafficking? Like, what is wrong with that? That is a serious problem. And I bet you if there's any females on this channel that can relate to this, what was your age when some predator first came to you? And if I recall, I probably was 12. Then I had a high school teacher. Then I had my professor. What happened to the masculine energy where they lack boundaries? And I'm not saying all of the masculine energy, but it lies inside of you, that primal energy to take, to desire, to want. And when a woman closes her noni, and this is why the guys had a hard time when I said, let's do a noni fast. Like literally, they blew up my channel a mile away. The third eye opens her solar plexus to respond to that weird feeling that we have about someone. We talk ourselves out of it, and then next thing you know, we're knee deep, ankle, eyeball deep in who has not learned the ability of love, that has not learned the ability of how to love a woman. I did a clip the other day how a lot of the older men are in panic right now because they have no one to take care of them in their old age because they were sorry. And how can you trust someone that wasn't a... These are hard masterpieces that we have created with the elements and everything. I have neighbors and everything. I live in an apartment, so people, it's too much for a man to even bear. It's too much for a man to even bear. It's too much for a man to see that our world is shifting and the women are now making more money because the men and women wrong and nothing. And so you have to take your power back in order to understand the phenomenon of what's going on with the masculine and the feminine energy. The feminine energy does not desire you. They just don't desire you. The moment I did my noni, can't be out that aspect of him within me. It gives me an understanding of my femininity. It puts on spotlight who I am as a feminine. The women are not going to subject themselves to bad behavior, relationship with your mother, and you never had a good relationship with your mother, to love this. And so as we look at this chaos, saying I have a very bad connection. I might have to go inside with my... Let's see. Yeah, I have a very bad connection. I am trying to... I do not know why. But I'm hoping it clears up. Yeah, I'm hoping it will clear up. Because I am definitely... Okay, it's better. It's saying it's bad again. I might have to redo this clip, but it's saying that it's bad, and I can't see from here. It looks very clear. If you let me see. If you have any comments or anything, please let me know. But the one thing, what I'm truly trying to say is that this dichotomy that I have been dealing with, it's been very painful. It's been very painful. I've been doing a lot of integration. I've been spending a lot of time alone. I've been doing a lot of traveling. And in my travels, I've been trying to spend time in my headspace. I've been trying to go deeper into my heart and get out of my head, because I was in my head trying to figure out why this separation. But girls, I want to say something to you. This separation between the feminine masculine energy, it's not about you right now. And the reason I'm saying this is because this is a battle that women have to pull away from. We cannot no longer coddle our men because they've been coddled enough by their mothers. And until they literally leave their mother to a feminine energy and allow her to teach him new ways, we're going to have this discussion. And it's almost like to bring transformation, the masculine energy has to go to their rock bottom. And I think I've said this many times, is that the masculine energy, they have no capacity to love a square peg in a round hole. And it's you're fighting who you are, you're beginning to love everything that you're like looking at the tapestry of man, and you're losing hope because they are so lost right now. They don't even know they're lost. It's like I don't know if you know the old story of the king and I. He was an old king, and he was over the nations, right? And and so the king was told, and they're butt naked, you guys, and it's this robe on, and he walks through the township, and he's waving at everyone. He's in, and everyone is afraid to say anything because they can be beheaded for telling the truth, right? And this little boy, out of mouths of babes, said, "King, you're naked." But he had been fooled by the enemies around him. And they were telling him that he was fully dressed and that everything's going to be all right. And you're going to move the crowd. Yes, he did move the crowd. But he moved the crowd in foolishness. And it was the little boy that was just a child. We have been bamboozled. You are the prize. You are the givers of life. You have the ability to bring a child into the world and does not get nurtured. The odds of does not get nurtured. The odds of him being a good father. Child doesn't get what he needs. He's in trauma, and he plays that trauma out. And it's been very difficult because, as you guys know, I've had to just let go of a lot of people the last few years, and it's been a very difficult transition. But as I let go of people that are toxic and they're leveling up, I found that new people are coming into my life that are okay, I had to come in because this was getting crazy. um I was getting ready to say about my son-in-law. My son-in-law, he is a divine masculine, and he actually became a divine masculine because he loved his family enough. He began to work with my daughter, and he began to start seeking and asking the questions a lot of men don't want to ask. They want to be in their arrogance, and they won't ask her what she needs. And right now they're in Fiji, and they're having the time of their lives. And he actually uh, proposed to her to renew their vows. And then my other daughter, the same thing. Over the weekend, they got engaged. But the thing is that when you heal your mother wound, you're able to have relationships. It's so crazy how that happens. You're able, and you know, my son-in-law came to me one day, and he pretty much told me, this is what he told me. He said, I am I feel so fortunate to have your daughter as my wife. I'm trying to move this, sorry you guys. I'm so fortunate to have your daughter as my wife because I learned how to communicate because you were her mother. Because in my family, I was a single parent and I wanted my children to understand, and we would sit and communicate our feelings all the time. And so when Tony got with my daughter, he began to learn how we communicated as a family. And so now my whole family and his family is involved, and when we come together, it's harmony. It's so peaceful. There's no running game. Everybody is authentic. Everybody is whole. Everybody is in process. And I'm not saying that when you're in this journey that you're going to be that looks so yellow. I need to have my light. I'm gonna turn it this way. How's that? I don't even like that either, but I don't know. It seems so yellow to me. These lights are terrible. I don't like any of them. I'm trying to get some indoor. No, my lights look yellow. Well, anyway, so what we're learning, and even though we're doing the work, and when you start doing the work, that's the most painful part of it. You actually feel more pain before you are on the other side. You actually feel more pain before you're on the other side. And the result of what we have done as a family, all my daughters are in healthy relationships. Healthy relationships. And I'm telling you guys, unless the man is willing to listen to her, to hold her, to have some cuddle time, and ask her what she thinks. Because for hundreds of years, women been cuddling, allowing a man to tell her what he thinks. It doesn't matter what he thinks. He's already made a mess. It does matter what you think, because you give life to the world. And the ones that haven't got it, they're going to suffer. And I'm not wishing anything on them. It's just the constitution of nature. If you do not water a plant, it will die. A woman is a rose. There's beauty in her petals, but her thorns remind you of how fragile she is. And until men understand that, I'm going to be speechless. I've been speechless through this whole, and this is just me being pretty much just straight up organic about it, and just real. I can't allow a man into my auric field that is not healed. Do you know how hurtful that is? Because you get these men that want to be in your life, but you cannot, because their auric field is not cleansed. And if they come in and connect with you, you got to start all over again. They must clean themselves up before they can come to you. This is what this whole transit is about. You must heal the earth before you could heal the feminine energy. Because it was your hands that devastated it. And until you heal yourself and acknowledge your responsibility in the damage that's happened to our world, we will stay in conflict. We will stay in war. When the Talmahaj was created, it was created out of pure love. There's rubies, diamonds, minerals, jewels from all over the world, all because of love. Not many people, not many masculine energy can have that capacity. And I'm telling you, guys, it's not all your fault. But to not acknowledge it will be 100% on you. Because you have an opportunity right now to be your best self. And women are open to listen to you. But you must come clean. You must stop the misogyny. You must stop seeking after children, young girls. Like, you would not believe how many girls are calling men out. They'll be at the gym and some old gizzard with long balls will come and try to approach them. And they will call them out. They'll put their phone right in their face and say, do you realize that I'm only 17? Do you realize I'm only 16? That's a doggone shame. That's a doggone shame that our society is at that state right now. So why would you want that disease in your auric field? Because when you allow disease in your auric field, you actually fracture the grid that protects you and keeps you in safety. You would not believe how many women that I talk to that have opened themselves. They have opened themselves to be fractured in their grid. You want to keep your grid strong. You got to keep that auric field strong. And your time will come. Love will find you. But having your auric field strong will protect you, will keep you safe. So I will say to you, love the body that you're in. Water it, nourish it. But don't allow toxic energy inside your noni. It will take your life source and number one, the signs are you will feel tired. You will feel depleted. You won't love yourself, because when they come in to attack, they come against your self-esteem. Like I told you my last email, he told me that black women are undesirable. And anybody that knows and they do their research, black women are the most desired around the country. But we go through far too much. We go through far too much because of this narrative that black women are unworthy. And if I'm not mistaken, black women taught society how to wash their asses. Black women are the most educated in the United States. They're nurturers, even after they're treated like that. So I'm saying, as a sister, don't let these guys run no game on you. They are in panic. They are in panic. I got men coming out of the woodwork that are not ready. It's obvious. You hear them talk 10 minutes, and you can tell they're unhealed. And they will take that unhealing out on you, and they will take that unhealing and desecrate you across the table in letters, in emails. That's what they do because they are unhealed. It is the greatest form of insecurity that I've ever seen to date. But the healing is embracing the Ashua, embracing the feminine energy, looking at her from eye to eye and telling her to help you. That's what's so phenomenal about a woman. That's what I love about a woman. Because even when you do shitty things, guess what? If your leg is in pain and you got gangrene, instead of letting you suffer, she will cut the thing off for you. She sure would. She will cut the thing off for you and bandage you and take care of your fever. So, you know what? While you limp around, right? But you know what? We're not doing that anymore. You must come to us and ask for permission. Because we're doing some integration. We're doing some growing. And if you wait too long, we're elevating way above you. You guys are going to be sitting wondering what happened. And all you had to do was ask. All you had to do was surrender. And all you had to do was humble your pride. Do not be the king and I. So I'm going to say goodbye. Like, share, follow me, and I will see you soon. I'm sorry it's been so long, but I've been traveling a lot. I have been very busy. The business is growing. I want to thank you for your support. I want to thank you for showing up, showing out. And don't forget to look on my website. It's www.heygorgousyou.com, and where go from Hey You to Hey Gorgeous. You have a good night. Thank you. Bye-bye.